So what do you get when you got time by your side? You get a lot of vibes. What do you get when you got speculations of speculators speculating? This is speculation, you know? So all the space that be around, all the space that's, in the spaced out and spaced in. So we got the space, outer space, got the space, in space, I be outer space, I be in space. That space that we know that we have a gravity, gravitating to, grabbies up, grabs. So I be grabbing the space around, taking that, space from one place to another, because we can feel the swiftly air, and so the air is the space that we be swiftly swifting through the spacings. And so that space right there is just that space, that creative space. That space is opportunity, that I'll be just out here trying to do the right things, what I'm saying, just doing what I do, telling the stories as far as a storyteller goes. So, my character, that's what I do. I'll be a charismatic, caring person with characteristics that have traits that do be being very creative. So my creativity, my creativeness within the space, and the ways that I'm spacing out. While I'm spaced out, I'll be having lots of ways to get around and out of, of that outer space, So when I'm out of space, while I'm in space, I'll be thinking about just space, the space that be around. So spacing and just being that one that have imagination within the space. We be having imagination in space, and so spacing out the imagination and imaginative person, like I said, with the characteristics and the charismatic character that I am. My name is Ray. And so, yeah, Ray, and that's me storytelling. You know what I'm saying? So, telling a story, telling a vision inside of space. So, outer space. When I think about outer space, it be lights out there. And so every little planet that we do be seeing through the telescopes and tell each other, the tellings of telegraphing, and you can see through the telescope. So I'll be scoping and seeing lots of scoops of nice space. So the space out there be having the stars too, and the moon. And so the moon, space, Jupiter too, and Mars. As far as we know, marching up to space. And so this that story telling of the day that Ray is doing freestyle. And so, yeah, outer space is just my style. When I do be singing, rapping, freestyling, and guitaring and all that, I be spaced out, and I'll be happy to be singing, rapping, and dancing and all that. And so, just to be amongst everybody else, being the mink and the monks that be in space, taking up space and utilizing the space, taking just taking spaces as it is, spacing out the spaces. So the space jams, and I like to jam, I like to groove, so I'm groovy and with the jams, So just one of them jams right here, as far as the space jam and just that type of telling, and so technology technically I am on a device as far as a recorder, so just recording space, this is that space and opportunity. I'm taking the opportunity right now to make a sound, to be that one that is talking about space right now, this moment in time, this time and moments. And so sometimes I like to get into the canal tunnels and having the spaced way of about myself. So my character is just one of many, so a bizarre different person. So my different views, and everybody views of the same views in the same space. We take up the same space, but we have our own space. So in my space, my imagination and my imaginative, my imaginary spacings is just sharing what I'll be having on my spaced out mind process of mind that I share, and I don't mind doing so, and so that's what I like to do, and so minding my way that I do have my creative spacings and just my music and just doing this interview right here, and I'll be energetic, and so entering the space of just being that one that do like to rhyme and just share what I do be having within the space, and so that space in space out of space and spacings of the outings that we be doing of the spacings in literally in space when we see the rockets and the space decks and the UFOs as far as the planes, just everything, just that's moving around us in space. So the space that we do take up, and so I take up the opportunities to, be that one that like to be the one that shares their character with the world, and so the world has lots of plenty of characters, and so everybody that do just like to story tell and be an author and all this stuff. And so, yeah, just me being the character that I am. I like to be caring, I'm careful of all type of, ways that I do take on the space and show that space and stuff. So this interview and this talking, speaking, storytelling is gonna be called Spacings in the Space and Outer Space. Spacing in, spacing out. And this is Ray.